At the forest's edge, a closed Soviet city lies hidden, its silhouette stark against the overcast sky. Barbed wire and armed soldiers encircle the city, guardians of its secrets and isolation. The silent forest looms, a vast and watchful presence, as oppression hangs heavy. Gloomy skies cast long shadows over the landscape, deepening the sense of foreboding. The air is thick with the weight of unspoken stories, a city shrouded in mystery and silence. Inside a Soviet apartment, the scene is set with a sense of everyday life, hinting at the comforts within a closed city. The shelves are stocked, a silent testament to the material privileges enjoyed behind closed doors. Boiled sausage sits ready, a staple of the era, promising simple sustenance. Even toilet paper is readily available, a small luxury speaking volumes about the city's hidden advantages. The apartment is a microcosm of a society both ordinary and unique, a snapshot of life within a controlled world. Sunlight dapples through the leaves as I, 14, and Colvin enter the forest, baskets in hand. The forest floor is a carpet of fallen leaves and hidden wonders. With matches and hatchet, we're ready for adventure, our laughter echoing. Searching beneath the trees, we seek mushrooms, our eyes scanning. The air is fresh, the forest inviting, a carefree day unfolds. Each step deeper into the green promises discovery and delight. The abandoned training ground stretches before us, flat and treeless under the fading afternoon light, an eerie quiet blanketing the scene. Rumors of an old shooting range echo in the unsettling silence, fueling a sense of unease. Every shadow seems to hold a hidden threat as we scan the perimeter, our senses on high alert. A shared glance passes between us, a silent agreement forming in the face of the growing tension. Turning back, we leave the desolate ground behind, the unsettling silence lingering in our minds. In the forest, a sudden darkness falls, swallowing the light as dusk deepens. The wind howls, rustling leaves, and the air grows heavy with an unseen dread. Shadows lengthen and twist, turning familiar trees into menacing figures. An oppressive atmosphere descends, chilling the skin and tightening the chest. A palpable sense of foreboding permeates the woods, unsettling and inescapable. Dust devils dance across the desolate training ground, an eerie silence amplifying the solitude. A figure moves with sudden intent, their shadow stretching long and distorted in the fading light. Colvin strikes with brutal force, the impact echoing through the empty space. A pained grunt escapes as I reel from the blow, the world tilting on its axis. Colvin shouts, the words lost in the wind. I turn, and my gaze sweeps across the desolate training ground, a place once vibrant now scarred by time and neglect. A sudden gasp escapes my lips as I spot figures standing nearby, their forms disturbingly blackened, almost spectral. My mind races, desperately seeking a rational explanation for the unsettling sight before me. I try to cling to normalcy, attempting to convince myself that they are merely tricks of the fading light. But deep down, a primal fear begins to stir, whispering that what I am seeing is far more sinister. The blackened figures remain motionless, their presence a haunting question mark against the twilight sky. Colvin's brutal grip tightens, yanking my hair. The training ground fades as pain explodes behind my eyes. My vision is dragged skyward, forced to witness an impossible sky. Bizarre, zebra-striped balls fill the heavens, pulsating with an alien light. They writhe and merge, twisting into grotesque faces that leer down with mocking cruelty. The sky mocks me with silent, shifting torment. The faces a terrifying chorus. In the abandoned training ground, ominous black figures stir, their movements unsettling and swift. A creeping dread fills the air as the figures advance, inching closer. The dark shapes draw nearer, an impending threat closing in. Colvin and I scream in unison, our fear erupting into a shared, desperate cry. Adrenaline surges as we bolt from the haunted training ground, our escape fueled by terror. We flee, the chilling figures looming large in our frantic retreat. Through the dense forest, I sprint, fear lending speed to my steps. Culvin races beside me, a silent partner in our desperate flight. The sounds of pursuit echo, each snap of a twig, each rustle of leaves fueling my frantic pace. Ahead, the crackling fire blazes, casting long shadows that dance and distort the path. Oblivious to Culvin's stumble into the inferno, my sole focus remains escape, survival, and the next breath. Lost in the dense forest I stand, terror gripping me. A lonely concrete block looms, stark and out of place. Disorientation washes over me as the forest closes in. Each shadow seems to deepen the feeling of dread. I am trapped, alone, and utterly terrified. A motorized rifle column roars down the road, a cloud of dust swallowing the landscape. The wheels churn, spitting gravel and defiance into the already thick air. At the roadside, a military traffic inspector stands firm, flags in hand, a beacon of order. His sharp gestures cut through the chaos, attempting to tame the mechanical stampede. Outlandish cars speed past, their designs alien and bewildering. Their strange forms are unlike anything ever witnessed, a bizarre dance of metal and speed. The city committee building buzzes with unexpected activity, a stark contrast to its usual calm. Marines in black berets form a stern perimeter, their presence a silent declaration of authority. Civilians, armed and vigilant, stand guard alongside the military, their faces etched with resolve. Tension hangs heavy in the air as the armed civilians and Marines create a formidable barrier. The building, once a symbol of civic duty, now stands as a fortress under armed watch. An unsettling calm settles over the scene, hinting at the storm brewing beneath the surface. A car sits askew outside the city committee building, an island of disorder in the urban landscape. Inside, a general's face burns crimson, a storm of fury brewing beneath his skin. His knuckles gleam white as he grips the receiver, a vice of command and barely restrained rage. Veins throb in his temples as he unleashes his fury into the device. "I want 2 squadrons in the air, now." The general's voice cracks like thunder. "This is not a request, it's an order." Each word is a bullet, piercing the airwaves with raw power. A house manager guides the protagonist away from the stern committee building. The city streets bustle with a palpable sense of dread among the residents. Fearful eyes dart around, reflecting the unsettling atmosphere of the day. The manager's pace is quick, a silent urgency in his every step. A stark contrast between authority and civilian fear unfolds. The siren's scream splits the air, a chilling prelude to the unknown. Inside the crowded bomb shelter, a sea of faces etched with anxiety and fear, we huddle together, seeking solace in shared dread as the world above threatens. Each breath held, each heart pounding in unison against the impending doom. Time blurs in the bomb shelter, days melting into nights. A prisoner of my own mind, I cannot find rest. Eyes wide, I stare into the darkness, the weight of unseen hours pressing down. Each shadow dances with the echoes of the training ground, a macabre ballet of memory. The faces of those I trained with swim before me, their fates unknown, their silence deafening. Haunted, I am trapped between the horrors I've seen and the uncertain future that awaits. The house manager declares it safe to venture out, but an unspoken tension lingers in the morning air. Life resumes, yet a disquieting sense of normalcy is enforced on the city streets. Traffic cops stand guard, their machine guns a stark reminder of the fragile peace. The city square is under silent watch, the ordinary juxtaposed with the extraordinary threat. Home again, the familiar scent of morning coffee fills the air. Mom and Dad rush towards me, their faces etched with worry. A tight embrace, their relief palpable against my weary body. "I promise to tell you everything later," I say, my voice thick with emotion. A silent understanding passes between us, a promise of shared burdens. Lamplight bathes the apartment as I recount the forest's strange events to my mother, my voice hushed with lingering awe. A sudden realization pierces through the narrative fog, halting my words mid-air. My eyes widen, a chilling question escaping my lips, shattering the calm. Wait, Colvin. Where's Colvin? The unspoken dread hangs heavy, filling the room as my mother and I exchange a look of dawning horror. In the confines of my apartment, the air hangs heavy with unspoken tension. My mother's voice cuts through the silence, her words carrying a weight of impending doom. She speaks of Colvin's mother, her fate hanging in the balance. Colvin's mother will go to the police station tomorrow, she reveals, the words echoing in the room. The weight of her statement settles upon me, a suffocating blanket of dread. Tomorrow looms, a day of reckoning, as Colvin's mother faces the consequences. A week later, the sterile scent of the hospital fills the air as my mother leads me into a room of quiet dread. Colvin lies still, almost completely shrouded in bandages, a silent figure against the crisp white sheets. His eyes, dark and distant, stare blankly at the ceiling, reflecting a profound emptiness. The room is filled with unspoken tension, and the heavy weight of what lies unsaid, hanging in the air. In the sterile hospital room, Colvin's mother watches over him, her face a canvas of worry and exhaustion. He doesn't talk anymore, she whispers, her voice barely audible above the rhythmic beeping of machines. White-coated doctors huddle, their hushed tones discussing grim details. He was struck by pieces of iron. The weight of their words hangs heavy, filling the room with unspoken fears and anxieties. A suffocating blanket of fear and depression settles, casting a dark shadow over the scene. 2 months have passed. The air is thick with unspoken tension. Colvin walks toward the restroom, his steps heavy, burdened by an invisible weight. He pauses, a subtle shake of his head betraying a silent battle within. Colvin disappears through the restroom door, swallowed by the darkness within. A moment stretches into an eternity, the silence amplifying the sense of finality. He is gone, leaving behind only echoes and unanswered questions hanging in the air. Returning to the abandoned training ground, the intense yellow feels like a stark reminder of days long past. Cold coals in the fire pit serve as a somber testament to dreams turned to ashes. A wave of melancholy washes over me, tainted with a bitter sense of disgust. Turning my back on the desolate scene, I prepare to leave the ghosts of the past behind. I begin the journey home, resolute in the knowledge that a future, yet unwritten, awaits.